lot to talk to you guys about. So come on in, come on in. Get in where you fit in, guys. I haven't been on here in a couple of days. I was thinking I wasn't going to come in until tomorrow, but this stuff gets addicting. I'm going to be honest. Going live is a little addicting. I hope everyone is enjoying their 4th of July weekend. It's a long weekend. 4th of July was yesterday. It is now Saturday. Now you get to just chill. If you're like me, you're eating way too many leftovers. I didn't really get to eat what I had planned to eat yesterday. Thank goodness. Um, my daughter invited me over. Her and her significant other, her and her partner, they cooked. So my daughter did bring. I was supposed to go to their house, by the way. I was supposed to go to their house. I lost my keys. Then because I've been working out, and I didn't realize, I'm like, wait a minute, my knee hasn't been hurting in forever. Like I have a old football injury, I like to call it. But hey, what's up, Big Dean? Thanks for tuning in. How are you doing on this fine Saturday evening? But before I interrupted myself, y'all, I gotta give my peeps their shout outs when they come in. Hey Jeannie. What's up, my girl Jeannie? How are you guys doing tonight? Are you guys up late? It's like 7:39 where I'm at in Cali. And it's a little hot. I need to have my kids turn on the AC. You know what? I am doing well. I had a couple of mishaps today. I feel like I ate too much. I didn't think I was eating too much, but I guess I don't know because I got a little stomach problem. Then I was warming up some food that I cooked yesterday because I did Q. I did a little Q. It's 9:30 where you are, Jeannie. That's what's up. I did do a little queuing. I put some St. Louis style ribs on the queue. See how I do my queue is I just put it on there like my ribs. If it's a steak, something like that, hot dogs, hot links, of course I cook them. Um, Chicken, maybe I cook that depending on if I throw something on it. But ribs, they get smoked 30 minutes each side. They come off the grill. They go into the oven. 10:39 in North Carolina. That's what's up. So yeah. Um, After that, I put it in the oven, let it cook the rest of the way. Bring the ribs out the oven, and I let them rest. Once they cool, then I slice them and add a little sauce back in the oven. So yes, yes, my ribs came out so good because I put some rub all over them. I mean, my ribs, they didn't need sauce at all. They did not need sauce at all. And sometimes I like to eat my ribs without any sauce, right? But yes, I didn't get to eat yesterday. I made the potatoes. I made the eggs for the potato salad, and I didn't end up making the potato salad. I bought everything for banana pudding. I was gonna take that to my daughter's house. You put some garlic butter and some ribs and cook slow at 250, and for last year you did 400. That sounds like a party, Jeannie. The only thing though about ribs, and a long time ago, maybe like 15 years ago, I used to put baby backs in the crock pot. And I used to like them like that. But with ribs, when you put them in the oven, for me, they have a different texture when you don't smoke them on the grill. And also a different flavor. And I like to have that smoked flavor. But yeah, so I was getting my ribs out the oven today and I burnt myself pretty bad. So I had to take some medication. That's probably why my stomach was kind of like doing flip flops after I ate because I took medication for the burn. Right, Jeannie. It's kind of, the ribs are a little more stringy, as rather when you put them on the grill and you let that smoke hit it. It's like more like it's more the meat is more together. I don't know if I'm explaining that right, but I think If you barbecue, you feel me. You feel me. Yeah. Yeah. So I did that. And then I was supposed to make banana pudding for my daughter. I got the bananas, got the vanilla wafers. I was gonna make peach cobbler for my home. Got the vanilla wafer, vanilla. No, got the got the Pillsbury crust. Forgot the peaches. So yeah, I love. You know what? Big Dean. I don't too much go for a lot of pork these days. I have to have my bacon, and every once in a while, I have to have my ribs. I love pulled pork. Do not get me wrong, I love me some pork. However, pulled pork is a lot of pork. And I don't know when I got this way, but I stopped backing off of pork, a lot of pork. But I love pulled pork. But more so than pulled pork, Big Dean, I loves me a tri-tip sandwich. Like, I, I there's people that like barbecue beef ribs, which I don't understand. I feel like it takes forever to get something like that tender. I definitely got to have a St. Louis style rib. That's my favorite rib. And I definitely got to have like tri-tip or a brisket barbecue beef sandwich on like a Hawaiian roll or a brioche bread. Like, ugh. And with some homemade potato salad and baked beans, homemade baked beans on the side, baby. And your girl gets down on all of that because I got barbecue through my veins. I used to eat barbecue so much as a child, I actually hated barbecue because my mom was always grilling. So it's actually ironic that I like barbecue as an adult because she used to make it so much. Yeah, you know what? I burn myself, Jeannie, every time I cook. Like you could actually see the lines from the oven. I have a few of them going across my right arm, and I have oven mitts. Don't ask me how. But where I burnt myself at this time, I don't even want to say where I burnt myself or how I burnt myself because it's like crazy. But I burned myself good. I'm talking top layer of skin gone. You can see the pink, like the white meat. And I'm putting ice on it for like an hour, and it's stinging bad. Like, it's like, Charity, get some Act because you don't want to burn in hell. So, you got to have bacon, sausage, and ribs. Big Dean. I like sausage too. And don't give me that turkey stuff. Don't give me that. I did try that for a long time. I was only eating like fish and turkey products. And when I was married at the time, my ex-husband, he would be like, who ever heard of ground turkey tacos? Quit making that turkey stuff. But because I was using turkey all the time, some of my family got accustomed to eating like the turkey enchiladas. And I feel like ground turkey goes great for enchilada because that ground beef is just too greasy, right? So if you're going to make like the ground meat enchiladas, the ground turkey is good. But baby, I went to my mom's house one day and she was making some spaghetti with ground beef, and I had to go right back. There's nothing like ground beef and your chili and your spaghetti. Oh my gosh. That try to right, Big Dean, is gonna hit every single time. You put that baby on there, let it smoke, and let that tri tip. That's another thing. You can't just put a tri tip for me, for me, in the oven and just think you're gonna cook it because it's gonna come out a stringy mess. Whereas if you smoke it, even if you don't leave it on the whole time, and I never do because I'm not sitting outside. I hate smelling like like smoke, and I hate being out there in the sun just sweating and flipping meat all day. So I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna get it nice and coat it with smoke and let it smoke for a good while. Then I'm gonna take it off the grill, put it in the oven, let it finish cooking, and then once it cools, after it sits for a while, I'm gonna slice it up and put some barbecue sauce on that thing. Get you a King's Hawaiian hamburger bun, okay? And put that thing on there and whatever else you like on the side or whatever. I'm telling you, I am telling you, it is so bomb. Sausage patties, yep. Big Dean, those Hillshire Farm sausage patties, definitely gonna do the trick. Where I live at I live close to Los Angeles, but if you go to some hood butchers, they make like this chicken sausage, and they make it spicy chicken sausage. Ugh, I wish I could make that, but they make chicken hot links that are so good. Now that I think about it, I need to drive down there. And this is one place, it's called Harris Markets. I think it's in South Central Los Angeles. I don't know if they make them anywhere where you live at. I wish I had the recipe. I'm gonna figure out that recipe. You'll do the simmer, just check it 2 or 3 times, and then if it's done, I'll take it off the grill and bring it in the house. Right. Um, my grandmother always says it's not barbecue if you don't cook it all the way through and through on the grill. But lady, you do that. You get out there on that grill. And she says she can tell when somebody didn't let the meat cook all the way on the grill. Okay, grandma. Yeah. But yeah, it's getting hot. It hasn't been as hot. I feel like the weather is kind of crazy, guys. I've been seeing a lot of people on the East Coast complaining about how hot it is there. They've been saying it's been in the 90s for them. And for me, that's actually kind of cooler because here where I live at, during this time of year, it would be like 103 by now. Since it's July, it would be like 113 by now. Right, Big Dean. My grandma don't play that when it comes to cooking. She used to cook her butt off too. My grandma's a good cook. So is my mom. And if you don't cook it their way, they definitely will complain, and they're definitely watching to make sure so they can give their opinion or whatever. But yes, it's definitely been hot lately, but I keep myself hydrated in the house and out of the heat. Right. Um, I've been in the house a lot since the end of June. I feel like I was doing a lot during the second half of school this year, and I was tired. I was so tired. I mean, it was so many days I was just going like 2 and 3 weeks straight without a day off. And so when June came, I feel like we've been in the house a lot more. So um, I need to get some things going. Granny gonna be like, look there, look at there. He ain't cooking it right. Right, that's them all day long. I guess that's everybody's grandma, right? And my mom used to have me saying that ain't how telling people that's not how you cook that. But people have their own, I guess I could say, family recipes and their way of doing things. And if I listened to my mom, I would only eat one way. My mom doesn't eat mayonnaise. She doesn't eat any sandwich spreads, any salad dressings, anything like that. If I ate, and some of my siblings eat like her, they're very picky. They won't try anything with a white sauce. They won't eat mayonnaise or I mean, it's just crazy. Like if you give them a piece of baked salmon or something like that, they look at you like you gave them some poison. And if I didn't try different things, if I only ate like how my mom eats, then I would very much be limiting myself. But gratefully, I've worked with many different people from many different cultures. And you know how you do potlucks at work and different things like that. I've had opportunities to try a variety of foods, and I found that I like different things. It's certain things that I look at and like octopus, and I automatically know I'm not trying that or something like that. It has to be something wild, like um. And I know, but when it comes to seafood, I'm a seafoodie, but I don't like raw fish, and I don't like what like squid or octopus, and that's just because it looks rubbery. Shark, It looks like it would be rubbery too. So June was a hard month for me, but I got through it. And reason why is because my mother had passed away June 7th of 2023. So this made 2 years since she's been gone. My condolences to you, Big Dean. I know that would have to be hard for anybody losing their mom. And 2 years is still very fresh. So I know that was hard for you. Thanks for sharing that. That's a reminder to me to appreciate and be grateful for my mom. Um, that's why I didn't really get to cook yesterday because I was trying to, like I said, put a few things on, just like a rib or two, and trying to get that done because how I like to do is I like to just eat at home, but I'll visit different people. And my daughter and her partner, they invited us over, so I was going to eat there too. And then, just have a rib just so I can have something at home if I wanted to have seconds or whatever. But I did go by my mom's, and my mom's getting up in age. And anybody that's listening, appreciate your parents while they're here and try to spend time with them because, we all have our time. But if things go accordingly, then we will lose our parents first, right? So as they get older, they get closer to that date, and we want to enjoy them while they're here. So that's why, I spent a little time with her. My mom is so pig-headed, Big Dean. She does not believe in leaving her house. She wants to cook her own food still. And I'm like, I'm a grandmother now. I'm a mom now. So it's kind of like, okay, I got to come over here. I love my mom and stuff like that, but I feel like she's at the age where now she could come to my house. She shouldn't cook. She shouldn't do any of that stuff. And of course, if she want to take leftovers home and all that, she can. But I still have I'm a grandma, but I still have young kids too because I'm a young grandma. So, yeah. Tilapia, I love tilapia. I love tilapia because I love but I feel like tilapia, it has like a butteriness to it and the flakiness of a tilapia. I got a bunch of tilapia in my freezer. It's been in there for 2 months, and once meat gets to being in my refrigerator freezer too long, I know I won't eat it. I waste too much food that way. But I am going back to clean eating starting Monday, so I'll probably bake that tilapia with some lemon and garlic. I can eat fish, Big Dean. I can eat it fried. I can eat it baked. I can eat it sauteed. I love fish. But I will pull out that cast iron skillet, put it on the stove, get that oil nice and hot, and put me some catfish on there. Catfish is my favorite fish to eat fried. Um, I can eat tilapia. I love red snapper. I like how the Jamaicans make red snapper where they just uh, fry the whole piece of red snapper and put that jerk seasoning and all that on there. Man, I eat everything but the eyeball and almost eat the eye. Your mom was the same way, but she would let you and her girlfriend cook for her. That's good. Because, Dean, when they get that age, they're set in their ways, but it's time for you to kick back and relax. Like me, I have an adult daughter, and sometimes she cooks for me, and I feel good because my daughter, she can cook okay. She's not a bad cook at all, and I feel good when I can go to her house and just kick back and relax and let her take over everything. Cause no, I don't get that why my mom is like that. My mom has a lot of kids and grandkids, and she feel like, well, we should come to her house and we should cook for her at her house. But women don't like cooking in other people's kitchen, and if I go cook at her house, then that means I got to cook for 50 or 60 people, right? And then her, I don't know. It just to me, it's just not ideal. Because if I'm like this, Mom, I invite you, I invite my dad over or whatever, but I'm not inviting the whole world. And my mom, she wants to invite the whole world. Jaman, yes. I miss my Jamaican restaurant that used to that I used to get my fish from. I have some shorts on my page if you guys scroll all the way down, all the way down. And I think I put the fish on there, but I used to love to go. My greedy self would get like a Jamaican plate, not a Jamaican plate, an oxtails plate with the rice and peas and the little cabbage. And then I would get that piece of fish. They wanted like $20 for a big piece of fish, right? And it would get you so full. It would be so good. You tell your mom to sit down and rest, Deem, and she'd be like, "Boy, move." Yeah, that's how moms are. Not this mom, because like I said, I'm tired. I have two granddaughters, and I have a total of five daughters, and they keep me busy. So anytime somebody else wants to cook, please go ahead. As long as you're cleaning the kitchen, as long as you don't do anything too wild, I'll eat it. You're in North Carolina? Oh, you gotta. They get a lot of service. Yes, another one here. It's okay. I haven't had their fish, but I have had their oxtails, and they make them different, but they're okay. But it's expensive. I would like to. That's the one thing I haven't mastered yet. Once I can make oxtails Jamaican style and make rice and peas, I'm not going back. But it seems like a lot of work. I don't know. I'd rather just pay them. Your mom would have been 60 this year. Yeah, you're young. Huh? Your mom was young. Yeah, I'm sorry that she's not here, but hopefully you guys are remembering her. You said that you were able to cook for her. You sound like a good son. So cherish those memories. It'll never replace your mom's presence. But, whenever you think of her, and a lot of people say this, oh, you'll heal one day. No, I feel like if you really love somebody, they're going to always come in your dreams. Like, since me and you were talking about her today, you'll have that memory in your dreams, and you'll dream about her tonight and treasure those moments. Look at old pictures, and anytime you feel like crying, cry about it, because that was your mom. You know, when I do, you're gonna be like, "Let me get a plate." That's what's up. um, you know what? I wish I could send you a plate, but I don't know when I'm gonna be doing that. I'm trying to cook less, and like I said, I'm going back to clean eating Monday. So, um, and I got a refrigerator with a bowl full of ribs. I don't know who I'm gonna give those to, because as of Monday, ooh, that means I gotta cook all my meals, and I gotta start eating healthy too. Yeah, but I'm gonna do it. I really want to get more serious about my health. Now that it's summer, I feel a lot better, but I'm noticing in the allergy seasons, my asthma does really, really bad. So I'm feeling like if I get to eating clean and I drop this weight, hopefully um, next year when the winter starts coming in and the allergy season starts coming around again, it won't kick my butt like it did this year. But guys, thanks for tuning in. If you just got in here, please go ahead and like this live for me. I have a lot to talk about. Um, Join me and Big Deem in this conversation we're having. I hope you guys are all enjoying your 4th of July weekend. A lot has been going on. Man, I woke up to the news of, yes, I always cherish those memories of her. She was always on me. People always said that I was her twin, but at age 13, people used to call her house phone for her and swear you were her husband. Yeah, you probably had a deep voice. Yeah, yeah. But not to bring more bad news, but I woke up this morning and I think I was on some blog site, and I seen that, um, and I got a little sad kind of this morning. And before I really got my day started, I talked to my father, and he spoke to me about being grateful. And I don't know what made him think about that, but he was just like that. You have to be grateful. He said, if you don't be grateful, if you don't have gratitude, then you're gonna lose in this life. The only way you're gonna make it is if you stay in gratitude, basically. And I was like, yeah. And I was like, but I guess I was starting to get down and feel a little bit, sad yesterday. I don't know why. They be like, Karen, your husband picked up the phone, and she say, that's my husband. That ain't my husband. My aunt and her son was like that. My cousin was probably like 14, but he already had a mustache. He was tall, and my aunt looked really young, so they used to think that was her man because my cousin still, he looks older now, and he has like a manly, he's older now, but back then, he looked like a grown man. That's when it's like guys don't look like that these days, right? They're not tall. They don't have deep voices. I don't know. They're more feminine, kind of. But I remember growing up, guys in middle school, they would always have like um, deep voices. They would be tall with big feet and big hands. Yeah, at 14, like you already got to shave and all of that. These guys barely have hair on their chest or on their face. It's like they don't, it's like you still waiting to go through puberty. I don't know. I don't have any boys, but um, I remember that I only had one brother, but I remember my cousins and all that. They were tall, and most of the guys I knew, like I didn't know any guy who didn't have like a full goatee. Like all the guys in middle school, and the girls too. We were tall. We were like already like 5'4" in 8th grade. Um, my daughters go to school now. You see all these kids. They're 7th and 8th graders. They're like 4 feet still. Some of the boys. If I hear you talk, do you have a page? Do you go live, Big Dean? Am I following you? Is also the question. Because a lot of times I'll see you guys and I'll be watching your content, and then I'm not actually following you. Yeah, yeah, I think that's because too. Like, I think once Africans came to America, right? Um, uh, what was I at? I think that when like Africans came to America, I remember reading how strong and how muscular they were and how athletic they were. And I think as we began to intermingle with other cultures and things like that, we kind of took on like their phenotypes, right? Because when we came over here, we had a different physical makeup. We were just naturally muscular and naturally strong because we were still chasing down lions and stuff. And that's why they wanted us as slaves, because black men were very strong and very athletic, and we were healthier and we could do more work. So, but I think the longer we're in America, the more uh, we start to intermingle with other people, then we became shorter. We became uh, black men don't look the same. Definitely has changed from how it used to be, Big Dean. It's under your name, but I haven't been live in a while. But I've been getting things together here. You and your girl trying to find a new place. I hope you guys are able to do that. Find a new place soon. I know a lot of people are saying how difficult it is. Um, I was looking for somewhere for me and my girls, and I was gonna buy something else in like 22, and everything was just, I'm just gonna say, out of my budget for once, because what was in my budget was gonna be smaller than where I'm at now, and it was going to be probably double what I have now. Like I was gonna pay way more, so I was like, no. And I've been looking around, and I see that things are still pretty much the same. Uh, it costs the same much amount, but I did notice as well that rent is off the chain, and it's like it's gonna require like definitely a two income household and probably four. People have to start thinking about that. Like, if you don't have children, maybe you get a place with another couple or something like that. But it's definitely going to take a lot more than before because rent has doubled, but income hasn't. And it's like, uh, I'm not trying to speak to your finances, but I know when I was looking to buy a house, my income hadn't increased. I was getting raises and things like that at work, but it still hadn't jumped to the amount that mortgages had jumped to. And like I said, it was going to be like $400,000 for a 1,400 square foot house, like 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, $450,000 for that. Who's going to pay for that? Not me. Not me. Yeah, these prices for houses have skyrocketed, but we're trying to find a 3 bedroom with a basement, and we have 6 dogs, so we definitely would need the space. Whew, 6 dogs? That's a lot of dogs. So 6 children is a lot of children. And I have 5 daughters, but my oldest is quite. There's a big age gap between my first and second and my second and third. So 2 of my daughters are adults. They don't live with me. But yes, uh, I have I still have a lot of people coming over, and I have a huge family. So I do want to leave where I am now. I need something bigger, um, and just something more large, family friendly. I expect my family to grow more as my kids become adults and get married. So I would like to always have a place where, and I don't know, tell me guys if you're listening, do you it's always my contention that my children should have a bedroom, even if they're adults. Used to breed a while back, but not anymore. I spent way too much money for these dogs. What kind of dogs are they? A lot of people were breeding dogs during the pandemic. I've seen a lot of people breeding the what kind of dogs were those? Those little funny looking dogs. I forget what they were called. With the big ears, they're small dogs. I saw a lot of people breeding those, breeding the little bullies, and breeding the like the Marmaduke looking dogs. Pit bulls. Ugh. My ex had an affinity for pit bulls, and before he passed away, he had like this huge pit bull. I mean, he looked like a monster. A monster. I might post him on. I might post that dog on here with my daughter, and I'd be so scared he was gonna attack my daughter. But he listened really good. But one day I was like in front of the vanity in my bathroom, and I was just doing my hair, and he saw me, and he just looked at me and just started barking at me out of nowhere. And he was like gonna charge at me, and thank God my ex-husband was right there, and he just thought it was so funny. But I'm like, if you don't keep that dog around you, and he used to talk to his dogs like they were humans. He'd be like, man, go sit your ass down over there somewhere. He was like, hey, come here. Like he was talking to a child or something like that. The dog would come, be like, hey man, what's up? What I tell you, go sit down. And he'd go sit down, and he would listen to him. And as long as he was around, that dog was listening. If he wasn't around, I would be scared really of that dog because he was huge, and I kind of would be scared that what if he attacked a kid. The mom is an American Pit Bull Terrier, and I breeded her with the extra large American Bully, and my second litter, their father was a Blue Nose Staff Bully. Ooh, sounds like big dogs. And you got all six of them? Six of those dogs? Oof, child. You always hear pit bull owners say it's not the dog, it's not the breed, it's the owner. But I don't know. You have five females and one male. Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. He we broke up. We went back and forth together so much, but we broke up, and he left a dog with me, and I kept that dog for the longest time, and then I finally had to let that dog go. He was so mad because when he wanted him back, I'm like, no, the kids love that dog, and I should have gave it back to him. Because but one winter it snowed really bad where I was at, and I'm like, I can't let this dog just be roaming around the living room, because he wasn't really used to being in a house like that, and he wasn't really wanting to be confined. He used to like to be in the backyard and just go crazy. He tore up so much stuff, that dog. He tore up so much stuff, but I had to let him go because he charged at my kid. And he wasn't even as big as he should have been, because he wasn't getting treated by me the way he should have been, but I should have just let him come get his dog. Your male is very aggressive towards my girlfriend. He will listen to me, but not her. But I talk to all of them like humans, and they listen. Yeah, he like, man, come here. He'd call his name like, hey, come here, my nigga. Like, what you doing? They were like, hey, didn't I say sit down? Hey, he said sit down. The dog would sit down. He said, man, sit all the way down. Then the dog would lay down. He'd be like, hey, man, he'd be like, hey, man, get out of my face. The dog would get up, go to the other room. He'd be like, come back here. Come here. Then the dog would jump on him. He knew when he wanted to play. He knew when he was like, he didn't want to be bothered. He'd be like, hey, man, go sit down. Go get up out of my face. The dog go sit down somewhere. He just automatically knew. And he used to always say, I let them know from day one that this is my stuff. I'm running this, right? They said that's all you got to do. You got to let them know. But um, he loved to play with my daughter. He would sit there, my daughter be laying. You know how kids like to lay in front of the TV with their feet kicked up, and he would lay all the way down with her. I wish I had got more because their father passed away a few years ago, and I wish I had got more video of him with the dogs because he was so good at that, and he didn't want to just he didn't hold on one second for me. Ooh, I hope you guys can still hear me because I had to turn on the fan. But he didn't want to just breed dogs. He wanted to actually train them, and he he didn't get around to doing that before he passed away. But he was really good at that. Yes, that's true. You establish dominance with them. They'll be loyal and listen to your every command. Yes, and they did. And he wasn't just like that with him. He had a few pit bulls, and they were all the same way. They were all the same way. But he did not play. He would say, I love, he loved his dogs more than he loved some humans. He was crazy about those dogs. But, hey, New Extra family, familia, New Extra, Nuestra Familia. That's right. Of course, I'm going to come through and show some love to everybody who show, all the content creators. I'm going to make it through one day. I try. Sometimes you guys are all going live at the same times, or sometimes I might not see you on there, but Liliana or Lily, I like Liliana. Liliana is so beautiful. I love that. I try to come through and support everybody because I know how important that support is, and I know how much it means to me for people to support my page. So I always try to come through, and even if I can't give you the full live, I try to make it significant because I have a few devices. So I'm going to try to come through on one of my devices and try to engage with your live. I'm gonna try to let it play. You know, if I can, I'm gonna try to get a few of them. You know, you trust your dogs more than you trust anyone because you know what is one thing about the dogs, and I noticed too. Once his dog was getting attached to our daughter, I told my daughter something, and one of my daughters, he didn't like her at all for whatever reason. He would never, because she always used to play with my daughter and wrestle with her. He would always try to. I mean, he if he didn't like you, you would know it. And he got really attached to our youngest daughter, and he would always play with her and lay next to her. If she was laying down, he was laying down next to her. If she was sitting up, he was sitting right there next to her with his tail wagging, always wanting to play with the kids. Right, Liliana, you like to support when you can. Yeah, we are all here for the same reason. And that's what keeps us motivated. That's what, having that community, having the ability to, know that when you come on, if nobody else comes, your content creator friends are going to come and support you and help you accomplish your goals and get your hours. Because that's why I'm going live a lot more right now. Um, that's a strategy I'm doing right now to build my community and to get my hours. And I feel like I'm getting way more hours doing lives than doing my uploads. I'm still doing my uploads here and there and shorts, but right now I'm just focusing on lives. And tomorrow I plan to go live, fully live. I call it fully live when I'm not, when I have my camera on. But Liliana, why are you sad today? I was sad today too, Liliana. Um, but then, guys, I saw what happened in, I guess, Central Texas. I think they said it was. Let me see, cause I took a screenshot of it. Um, that really bothered me, and I've been following the story. I think they said they still got those girls missing out there. Um, the Guadalupe River. There was like a, what is it, like a storm surge. It was like a flash flood, and they got 4 months of rain and within an hour. And they already said 50 people have been found dis, unalived, and then they're still trying to find 20 girls from a camp, and they can't find them. And it's like the water just went through the whole camp. And my whole thing is, how come you guys didn't know this? How come you guys didn't see this coming? And they said that they knew that that was a worst case scenario, but they didn't think that was going to happen. This is in Texas, right? And they get floods all the time. And I know people don't take them serious all the time, but these are little kids, man. 20 girls missing, and their parents are out there in Texas. Um, it's outside of, I think they said, Killeen, Texas. Um, it's in Texas Hill Country. 4 months worth of rain fell in just hours as water-laden thunderstorms stalled in place, giving rise to a wall of water that surged down the river in the blackness of night. So this is night, and these kids probably, and this, God be with them, they probably drowned. Um, and of course, the governor is not taking responsibility for anything. Oh, we didn't know it was going to happen. Nobody knew this kind of flood was coming, but you should have known that rain was coming. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for chilling with me, Big Deem. I appreciate that. You was hanging on with a hubcap like me. I appreciate you for hanging with me. That was a good conversation, Big Dean. Oh, I seen that, Liliana. I seen that was your Tia's first birthday without her. Is today her birthday, the 5th, or was yesterday her birthday? Um, Before you came on, Big Dean was saying that um, he lost his mom 2 years ago as well. So I think we all have experienced a lot of loss since the pandemic, since 2020, right? A lot of us have lost, like everybody knows somebody who lost not even just one person, but like two or three family members, right? And I think that's one reason why I was feeling sad as well. I was just hearing different songs today, and it just reminded me of past summers and the people that are missing from, from the family, friends you knew, family members. And I think that you'll forever have that feeling, because even when you don't realize that you're missing your family member, you'll just get this wave of sadness, this wave of melancholy, right? And you might not even realize, it might be 10 years later, but it's your family that you're missing their presence during the holiday. So I definitely feel your pain, and I hope just the memories that you share with your family member can carry you through. Hey, Ryan. Ryan, you've been doing your thing lately. You've been paneling. You've been getting your panels on, my brother. You know what? I see you're going to have those hours in no time. And you're going to have to catch up with your subscribers. But your subscribers will come through too. What I notice about panels is, if you're on a panel and you're sharing the live on your page, you only get the hours for the people that come to your page. So I try to split up. I try to split that up between you and Elevate. So I was on his page watching for a little bit, and then I came to your page and I watched for a little bit. So I divided it up like that, so you guys can both get credit for those minutes. Hey, Sunshine, how are you doing, Lady Perp? How are you guys enjoying your 3-day weekend? You know what? My 4th of July was kind of boring, Sunshine, but I wasn't going to come on here today, but it's been a couple of days. And while I want to definitely take a break, I want to also keep up the momentum. So I didn't feel like getting dressed and getting in front of the camera. I didn't really have a lot of things that I wanted to talk about. Like I didn't have a topic for tonight, but I did have a few things that I wanted to discuss. Thank you guys for tuning in. Happy 4th of July weekend, everybody. Please go ahead and hit that like button for me. If this is your first time, go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well, because I promise you're gonna be back. But we it's been I suffered a lot of little baby injuries this weekend. I got burnt when I was trying to take out something out from the oven, and I took the top 2 layers off of my skin. That baby was hurting. And I got a first aid kit, and of course, when you have kids, they start doing stuff. So I couldn't find the neosporin or none of that. I tried to put ice on it. Then my daughter's like, put a Band-Aid on it. Why I put the Band-Aid on it, and it really started hurting. Then when I took the Band-Aid off, took all my skin off with it. And I'm telling you, I had to get some medication. And all it took was this over-the-counter Tylenol. It took that pain right away. But I was in so much pain, I was near tears. Ugh. But other than that, I did throw a few ribs on the grill. That's what I was doing. I was trying to eat some leftover ribs and burnt myself. Did you cook simply? I seen you guys eating fish with your mom. I never had walleye. Is that how you call it, walleye? I've never had that type of fish before. Ryan, you been on the lake this weekend? Be careful on those lakes. I know you guys can swim and all that different stuff, and I know you're used to the lakes and stuff like that, but oof, I don't know. There's just so much going on. It's like you just want to stay in your house and just You don't want to be scary. You want to have fun and you want to live life and enjoy it for sure. But guys, stay prayed up. I'm praying for you guys. I pray for my YouTube fam. So I'm praying for you guys, and I'll make sure I keep you guys in my prayers tonight. And please do the same for me and the Barbs. But yeah, they're kind of bored now. I got to get them back out there, and I'm I'm a little weary about taking them to the beach now because it's like every time you turn around, some type of calamity is happening on the water or near the water. Not so much the beach, but like there was something that happened in the I think it was like Tahoe. 12 people lost their lives on the lake. In Chicago, a few people lost their lives in the lake. Lake Lanier, which is always problematic. They had an explosion. So I'm just like, woo. And I know that's just like a drop in the bucket, but if you like me, I'm a worry word anyway. So yeah. You was home alone, you and the dogs. Yes, Ryan. I just found that out when I was doing like I was doing a panel or something, and I was like, I didn't get that many hours from this, and I'm like, and then that's when I figured out that like if you're live, you won't, if you're the host of the live, then you're gonna see the chat from everybody. You're gonna see everybody that's coming in. But if you're just joining the live, then you will only get the hours from the people that come to your channel. So if you're gonna do a panel, make sure you're promoting that on your channel. Like do a short or post it on your wall. So you can every so that you can get more people to watch your live or whatever like that from your side, because the point I think of the panel is to cross pollinate. That's what I call it. I know that might sound like the wrong terminology, but that's what I call it. You cross pollinate in your audiences. So with us, a lot of this, we have a lot of the same people that support us, right? So, but at the same time, we also have our individual supporters, so we can shout each other out and tell our followers to follow that other content creator, or we can join their live so that our audience can see that live as well and hopefully go back and replay or watch us. Yes, StreamYard. How do you check your hours? You check your hours. You got it. I don't know if you have it downloaded on your phone, but download the studio, the YouTube studio, or if you are on the desktop, you can go to you can click your picture, and it will take you to the studio from there, and you go in the studio and it'll tell you how many hours you have. It'll tell you the amount of hours you have as a whole, and it will tell you how many hours you have towards your monet, being able to apply for monetization. Yeah, it does make sense when you think about it, Ryan, that it will work like that. How you can set up what, Liliana? You've been on a few boats here already. I'm just a scaredy cat. No matter what, stay prayed up for real. Wear your life vest. I'm a scaredy cat anyway, but I just be watching too much stuff. That's why it's not good to watch everything because it just you know. But that's just. I think that's just. I think we were talking about that the other day about swimming and just being safe around water anywhere. I think that we got to stay prayed up no matter what in these days and times. And it's not even just about being safe around water. It's just being safe and praying up anyway, you know. But definitely have respect for the ocean, the lakes, or wherever you are at. And, because like that incident that's going on in Texas, like these babies are at camp, feeling like they're going to have the time of their lives, right? And now their parents can't find them. They're like, That's God. You can't stop God from being God. So, hey TSM, how are you doing? I'm reading through the chat, guys. Did you guys anybody make ribs this weekend? And if you can't just came in, please do me a favor and hit the like button. Um, but yeah, I was thinking about those people today, and I guess that's probably why that's on my heart. Like everybody, just be safe and stay prayed up, and we'll just continue to pray for one another because we cannot live in fear. We must have our fun, and we must go out and do things. So I've been promising my girls the beach and promising them, but um, I'm thinking like we'll stay for a couple of days near the beach. We'll get us a room or something like that. Because I promised myself this summer that I would um, re-edit my books that I have. I don't know if you guys know it, but I'm an authoress. But I did do some good numbers with my book sales, but I feel like they need to be re-edited. And I think I want to do the covers over as well, but definitely want to re-edit them. And I promised myself I would work on that this summer. So I said I would do it from the beach. That's right, TSM. He says he always hits that smash button when he comes into the YouTube house. Respect. Absolutely. I do as well. You know what? Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I get to commenting and commenting, and I'm like, oh, you didn't like. But I'm definitely gonna start commenting. Hey, I'm gonna say hi to the host, hi to the chat. Start start chatting up everybody that I know in the chat, and I'll be like, oh, wait a minute, you didn't hit the like button. Hit the like button too. So when I come through a live, I'm usually gonna be number one off jump because I'm already liking, commenting. I'm engaging, and when I'm done engaging, I'm sitting and I'm chilling and I'm listening until I have something else to chat about. But I'm definitely gonna chat up the live. I'm gonna like the live, and I'm gonna support the live because, like I always say, we know what we're here for. If you're a content creator, you know what that other content creator is trying to accomplish. So, you know, and like my fourth was okay. It was a little bunk. It was a little boring. It was bunk last year too, but last year I was out of town. I was out of state, and I said I don't want to stay home for the fourth anymore. But this year, my budget didn't permit for me to do that. We've been spending a lot of money this year, me and the Barbs, and so we got to sit our little butts down for a little bit. But I still owe us a vacation, and I was actually gonna go vacation in Texas, and then I saw that about the flood today, and I was like, I don't know because the summer is usually like when they start having hurricanes and tornadoes and whatnot. Yeah, I did take the girls to see the fireworks. I didn't want to, TSM. They were actually supposed to go swimming at my daughter's house, but we didn't make it over there. We were supposed to go to my daughter's house to enjoy barbecue with them, and the girls go swimming. Then we were supposed to go to my mom's house, but I guess I took too long, so my daughter was like, "Just meet me at grandma's." And one of my daughters, she went somewhere else to swim, and we ended up coming back home. But by that time, I was just like, "Look, I'm ready to go to bed." And my daughter was like, "No, I want to go see the fireworks." So I'm like, "Okay, come on." So I took her to see the fireworks. Yeah. Yeah, so I had a few things I wanted to talk about. Oh, and while you're here, TSM, how the how the the challenge went, listen, I didn't care who won. The point of the challenge to me was I love the song. I definitely love Get Money. What you say, huh? Get money. I definitely loved it, and I got the idea. Okay, let's promote this mommy money getter hashtag, and that's what it was for me. So I was using the song to do that because the more I get people to say mommy money getter, the more the algorithm is hearing mommy money getter, and that's just how I'm branding myself for YouTube. So um, I wanted the videos to show up on that under the hashtag, and I didn't see that. So maybe in the future when I do other challenges, I need to do it a different way because I didn't see what the one that I saw as a winner is the one that I selected, and because I already said that, then I didn't want it to be any it's like on one end you disappoint one person and the other person. Well, you already said I'm a winner, I won. So I just want to keep it like that. But I would definitely be having more challenges. I'm a challenge girl. I'm always doing a giveaway, always supporting other people. I don't care. I will send them a cash app in a minute. So I definitely didn't like that a young supporter felt like it wasn't fair on her behalf. But for certain, I'll be having more challenges, and maybe next time I'll do something for just kids. I don't know, but um, when I selected the winner on the first July, I did it by I think it was 11:59 p.m. I put the one that I saw under the Mommy Money Getter hashtag. Now the next day, I did see that video that Cardasia did, and when I saw it, I had already selected the winner from the day before. So um, that's how that went. But definitely we'll be doing more challenges moving forward. And I didn't like it that the young lady wasn't, that she was sad about not winning. So yeah, but so guys, say a prayer for those families who lost their children and lost their loved ones in Central Texas. Very unfortunate for that to have occurred, but um, that's definitely been on my heart and mind. Another thing I was thinking about today, and you would think with the Diddy trial being over now and the verdict being reached, but now people are talking about it more than ever because a lot of people felt like he should have got um, convicted of everything. Some people feel like he should get the full 20 years. And I don't know. Time will tell how much time he's going to get. I think because the judge didn't want to give him bail, and because he said he thinks he is violent and a danger to the rest of the community, I'm thinking that he's going to give him a lot of time. They're saying that he shouldn't get a lot of time, but I don't know. I think he will. What do you guys think? You guys think that they're going to get Diddy a lot of time? Or do you think he's going to get out? Weigh in, chat. Um, they've never given him bail this whole time, so it just feels like there's no reason to believe that that judge is going to let him out, especially since he said that Diddy already admitted to being violent and he doesn't see any reason to let him out. So I don't know. I think he's going to give him some time. He's going to do, they're saying that the least amount of time he could do is like 20 something months. The feds say 50 something months. I could see them giving him 6 years and he has to do 3. That is still better than doing the whole 20. So if he gets 57 months, then he should thank his lucky stars, because he was looking at 20. He was looking at life, and he was looking at losing all his money. So even if he has to do 3 years, uh, or even if they give him 6 and he has to do 3 years time, he already did one, so he got 2 more years and he can come. He got a date to come home in the near future. But I'm thinking, in my mind, I'm thinking that he's going to do like, I'm thinking that they're going to give him about 6 years. I think 10 years, and they may give him time served. That's why they denied his bond. If they give him 10 years, he's probably, and this is what I feel like he should get. Since he doesn't have any priors, I feel like he has 20 years max. They should run that concurrent, right? So give him 10 years. But of that 10 years, 5 of that 10 years should be probation. And he should have to do maybe a year of home, maybe a year or two of home confinement. I think they should really be strict with him, because that's the only way he's going to toe the line. And he's still going to try something, because Diddy is used to being a rich man. He used to having it his way. He used to using his money and his influence to get his way. But his time should be spent hold on for me. His time should be spent getting addressing his drug habit. He should have some type of what is it, addiction for his perversion. He should go get some treatment for his perversions. All of that. All of that. Like, make him at least attempt to get some help and some treatment for what he's going through. Because otherwise, you're just letting him out to do the same thing. So, so get him some treatment for that. At least, and not no 6 month type thing. Get him anger management. He needs to go. He needs to go to classes every day. Like, really have this man in intensive treatment. Like, maybe for like 6 months, go straight. Once he does get released, straight to rehab, bro. No, we're not even going to play around with you. Go straight to rehab. Because the whole thing should be to get him to become somebody different. And he may not be, but he has had years of drug addiction and years of living that perverse lifestyle. And I know some people get down like that. That's cool, but it's still perverted. Okay? Anytime you can't just enjoy a woman's company, you got to have a third party. You got to have drugs. You got to do all this and do all that. You know, that's debauchery. That's revelry. And I'm not judging him. I'm just calling it what it is. And it got him into trouble. They've been accusing that man of doing some of everything under the sun. And what got him caught up was his vices. Right? Just like if you overeat too much, you're going to get high blood pressure. If you shop too much, you're going to go bankrupt. If you gamble, blah, dot, dot, dot. But y'all, here's the real key. Why are some of the escorts, or one of the escorts for sure, coming out and he wants to sue Cassie and Diddy? That's crazy. But once she said she had that 30 million, and two, once the jury saw her and the other quote unquote victim saw that, once they said that he did not coerce them but called them basically prostitutes, they said that Diddy trafficked them for prostitution. So what is that saying? They're prostitutes. And so it's saying that they were not victims. So now, and I don't think all the men are going to come for them, because some of those men, they're thorough. They're thorough. That's what they do. They're used to entertaining women. They got paid. Hello, little mommy on a dime. How are you doing today? we're just chit chatting about life and different things. And right now we're just discussing the Diddy trial. I, I'm I'm not gonna be shame about it. I've been following the whole trial. I'm a court buff, and it's got me back to thinking about my whole thing was to be a lawyer or an attorney or an author. And so I started again, and I do this all the time, going back to uh, looking at different law schools. I don't know. I might go to law school this. I might look around and probably go next year. I still got time, but I love to argue and debate and opine on different issues. And um, with this case, I definitely feel like everybody feels that, you know, I don't think there's ever a reason for a man to put his hands on a woman other than to defend himself or his child or somebody else. Like if he has to stop her from hurting somebody else, I don't feel like a man should just sit there. I don't feel like a woman should be able to, you know how some women like to sock on men and slap men in their face. You slap a man, be ready to get slapped back. Period. If you think you're gonna run up on a man like you're tough, like you're a man, he need to lay you out so you know not to ever get in a man's face again, especially his. Now, do he need to stomp you? Do he need to drag you? Do he need to just mollywop you or manhandle you? No, but he needs to let you know that he's a man and that he has that strength to protect you and to put you in your place as a woman. A woman shouldn't put her hands on a man. If I have a son, my son better not let any woman run up in his face. But the way Diddy did Cassie and the way he would abuse her in front of any and everybody, the way he mistreated that girl was uncalled for. And, unfortunately, she didn't tell on him when it happened. So he can't be held responsible for that. And that had nothing to, in my eyes, to do with the trial. I feel like when Cassie was serious about leaving him, when she got tired of his mess, she left him for the trainer he paid for it, and she went riding off into the sunset, and nothing didn't happen to her. All the time she said she was scared of him or what he might do, he didn't do anything. As a matter of fact, he didn't do anything to the men that said they were going to tell on you guys. He paid them off. He paid the hotel staff off. You told your mom that he said he wanted her to pay for something you did, or he was gonna put your videos out there, and your mom gave it to him, and he gave it right back to her. So I think he was a whole lot of talk, and I think he did mistreat Cassie because he knew that he could. But when she stood up for herself and said, "Look, I'll go tell on you. You lucky I didn't tell on you. I can call the police on you right now," he backed back. Because like most men who think they can abuse women, they're usually scaredy cats. They don't want to go to jail. They scared to go to jail. Oh, you gonna put me in jail? You love to get bad with a woman, but when it goes time, when it comes time to pay the piper, you get scary. Nah, bruh. I think in Puff's case, I think the jury got it right. He's gonna do some time. He's going to face some repercussions for his actions, and I think that's correct. I think women have to start saying, you know what, money ain't everything. Money is not worth the money to allow some man to put his hands on me. It's not worth the money to come out to be out here having threesomes and with men, with women, doing drugs with him, holding his gat, doing whatever he wants me to, being at his mercy just so I can say he flew me here or he bought me this and he bought me that. Absolutely not. Buy your own bag. Have your own dough. Spend his, but already have your gold stash. When he was doing all that stuff he was doing, when he was giving her bags, giving her money, that was when Cassie should have put that to the side. You know what I mean? You should put that to the side. And you had all those videotapes, you had all those text messages, all those recordings. You could have went to CNN at any time and told on him. Anytime. So And what was he gonna do? What was he gonna do? You could have been told on the Intercontinental Hotel he bought the tape from them. You could have told on everybody. You could have recorded him talking. You could have recorded him in the midst of him beating you up. You had all the evidence anyway. Cassie was the one that gave the prosecution the evidence that was used to try Diddy. She's the one that told him about his baby oil stash. How he recorded everything. So you could have been did that. You didn't want to for whatever reason. You had your reasons. You said you were scared. You said you didn't. You wanted your career. Whatever reasons you didn't tell. You loved him. Whatever. But you could have told. And when you finally got broke, and you looked around and you saw, wait a minute, I got to move in with my mom, with my kids. Because that's another thing too. Before she settled for that 20 million with Puffy, Cassie and her husband, they had to take their two kids and move in with her mom. And a lot of people say, well, he stole her career. Cassie didn't sell a bunch of records like that with her first album. Anybody else, they would have been shelved. And, she still got to live a good life. But his other artists don't have a career either. Where's 112? They had 3 albums. Where's Faith Evans? Where's, all of his other acts that had 1 or 2 albums or that had 1 or 2 hot singles, and then that was it. Nobody is trying to hear them say, oh, Puffy did you wrong. No. If Cassie didn't have her look, she wouldn't have got this far. Because he had an artist by the name of Sherry Dennis that had 1 album and it didn't do well, and she's nowhere to be found. He had B5, that group. They had a couple of little singles, and then what? The music business is a business. If you don't sell music, then you get shelved, or you got to go somewhere else. And that's not just Cassie, that's anybody. Cassie got more than she would have got had she not been Puffy's girlfriend. So for her to say that, she never got to do anything, you was modeling, you were acting, and, I think that she could have been a bigger star probably if, I don't know, because they were able to do something with J-Lo. And J-Lo wasn't really talented like that. She could dance and she was beautiful, but I don't know, J-Lo could kind of act a little bit, I guess. And J-Lo was one of one. Like, they don't have a lot of Latino pop stars. They had who? J-Lo, Gloria Estefan. They had Dalia, but Talia's not really a U.S. pop star. Who else do they have that I can think of? Just J-Lo. Like, they didn't really have a lot of Latino, Filipino, pop stars like that. They didn't. They barely have black ones. But they definitely have more black, because blacks can be R&B, right? But you're not going to have a lot of R&B girls that look like Cassie. And Cassie is too ethnic to be pop, right? And at that time that Cassie was out, she was competing against Rihanna, Beyonce, Maya. Who else was out around that time? You had Tierra Marie. You still had Britney Spears still making music at that time when she came out. You still had Christina Aguilera. They were still at the top of their game. So Cassie was just like, okay, a one-hit wonder. So I think that, and she knew that. She knew that. So to say, oh, he stole her career, I think that was just like a lot of, I don't know. But I think I think the jury got it right. They found him guilty of what he was guilty of. The RICO wasn't there. The legal experts all said it, that the RICO was not there. I did kind of feel like the coercion for Cassie should have been there. And that was just because of her age. And that was because Puffy admitted that he abused her. So, um, and I think with Jane Doe, she's 40 years old. She's been with several men in the industry. So she has a little bit more of a, what's the word I want to use? A history of kind of like being a sugar baby or whatever. So I could kind of see her kind of being into that lifestyle a little bit more. At 21, like the power dynamic is too big for a 21-year-old and a 38-year-old person. So I think he definitely should have. I could see the coercion on Cassie's part with Jane Doe. She signed a contract with Puffy, like a love contract, which is basically, look, I'm gonna turn these tricks with you if you pay my rent and you make sure I have the money I want. So yeah, but I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see. As of right now, where it stands is he's supposed to be sentenced October 7th or 8th, but his attorneys are trying to get his sentencing done much quicker. Um, like I said, I don't see him getting 20 years, but I do see him getting 6. A lot of people saying that he's going to get 24 months. He's going to have time served. I do not see that happening. Now, if it does, that's cool for him. But I also didn't see him. I also thought that he was going to I didn't think he was going to get the RICO, but I thought he was going to get convicted of all 4. You know, if he's a smart man, and he has shown that he is not smart, because he knew that they were still investigating him, and he still was hiring escorts and still doing free calls, and he knew that he was being investigated for that. So he is definitely being led by his flesh. So I don't know if that time away and almost losing his life is going to help, but if I was him, I would toe the line. So other than that, big sale coming up at Walmart next week, starting on the 8th. If you are a Walmart Plus member, it starts, you get early access on the 7th. As of the 7th, I can start posting content about, because I'm a Walmart creator, so I already had the note. I already had the stuff going on. I want to go live and do a Walmart shopping experience with you guys. Let me know if you would like that. Put a W in the chat, and if you're on a replay, put a W in the comments if you would like to do a live online shopping experience with me, and I'll let you guys know what my favorite items are for the big sale that's happening next week. You guys definitely want to get it next week, because these things are only going to be available next week, and I can tell you exactly what as of Monday. So stay tuned. If you're not following me, make sure you're following me. Make sure you're subscribed to my channel. Make sure that you have that notification on. I'm going to be updating my store with all of the products, my favorite products, the things that I think are going to be a great buy that you're not going to want to miss out on, and the things that I'm buying. So don't miss out on that, guys. You want to be in. So yeah, who I got in here with me? Let me know. I have a feeling of who one of you are, because you've been here the whole time and you haven't said nothing. But outside of that, my 4th of July weekend was pretty slow motion. I didn't do too much. Tomorrow I think I'm going to go by the lake. I think I'm going to go live from there and spend a little time at the lake, just because I like being near the water. I don't like going in it. Your girl is not getting in the water. But I am definitely going to go by the water and just be out there and enjoy the weather and have a relaxing Sunday. Thank you guys for tuning in. You guys have a blessed night. May God be with you and keep you. And until next time, enjoy your night.